back with another chapter of Media of the Mind by LizzeXX. We're currently on chapter 22, which is the first chapter for the Age of Steel episode. So, if you want to follow along, let's link for both archive and fanfiction.net are in the description below for you to pick and choose with what you want to follow along to. Doesn't really matter. It's just archive sometimes will have a picture from the episode with Angel in it. That's all. That's the only difference. So, let's just get right into it, shall we, with chapter 22, Age of Steel. Programming. The Cybermen surrounded them, all reaching out, crying, the lead. When Angel suddenly pointed the parasol at the mailman, suddenly a shot of golden light bouncing off one of them and onto the others, incapacitated them. The human, well, Rose and Mickey, looked at her, a bit shocked she had openly attacked the cybers. They hadn't ever really seen Angel willingly try to harm anyone in such a way. And there she was, knowing full well that the Cybermen had been human at one point, yet still firing that blast at them. It was alarming because it was just so unlike her. The doctor, though, knew it was something of the sort. It wasn't an attack, per se. Not really. The parasol wasn't a lethal weapon. It was looking to kill or destroy the robots or the human brains within them. It's just as it said on the tin, a parasol, a spell that stores power and energy. All that all that a blasphemous could do would be to create a small surge of power within them, overpower the cyber systems for a few moments, freeze them, so to speak, so that the humans could escape. He knew her. She couldn't and wouldn't ever harm another being, not even cybers. What the hell was that? Ricky demanded, spinning around to face Angel. The doctor glanced at Angel as well, shifting when he saw an odd expression on her face, a cross between fear and anger, a voice borderline hate. He didn't like it. That expression on her face just seemed so wrong. Angel wasn't meant to be hateful. She was, well, an angel, really. He knew very well that Angel was perfect, as she had said before when they discussed Renette. She didn't have very many talents, wasn't quite so accomplished. He knew she couldn't cook, she didn't understand humans much, and she sometimes had a hard time keeping up with things that he knew every time they put them in the academy. But he loved that about her. It made her so real. He didn't want a perfect doll. He wanted someone with flaws that he could watch as they grew, as they dealt with them, as they left them be. It wasn't perfection that made someone attractive. If everyone was perfect, they'd be so dull. It was their flaws that made them unique. And Angel was by far the most unique person he'd ever met. He could tell, though, that she saw her flaws and imperfections as the reason why she, in her mind, wasn't good enough for him. Mad she was. He, on the other hand, believed wholeheartedly that it was because of those imperfections and flaws that he loved her so much. He loved her flaws and quirks. They made her who she was. She wasn't perfect, so he knew she could feel hate and anger and fear, but she felt them about the fibers. He wanted to help her. He never wanted her to be afraid, not when he was there to protect her. He never wanted her to be angry or hateful. He just he wanted her happy and smiling and laughing. If anyone was going to be fearful or angry or hateful, it would be him, and it would be directed at the thing that had made her feel that way in the first place. Looking at her now, seeing that expression on her face, like she actually wanted to hurt the Cyberman, broke his heart because she really was just so sweet and good natured. He didn't want her to lose that out of anger and hate. He didn't want it to corrupt her like it had him. He quickly took her hand, needing to offer her support, needing to pull her attention away from the Cybers. Actually, needing to get her away from the Cybers now that he thought about it. Get them all away. Well, how about instead run? They bolted right as Mrs. Moore drove about the blue van. Everybody in! Pete turned, needing to get back inside, but the doctor grabbed his arm. I can't go back. My wife's in there. Pete struggled against the doctor's grip. Everyone in there is already dead, Angel said quietly, a hint of bitterness in her voice. The firemen just kill everything they encounter. They don't care about anyone else. If you want to help, then don't let her die for nothing, the doctor added. squeezing Angel's hand, crying even more words. You will come with us right now. Pete nodded and hurried back to the van as Mrs. Moore shouted, Come on, get a move on. Rose, the doctor said, seeing Rose staring at the house as well. She's not your mother. I know, she nodded, but made no move to turn away. Come on, Angel called, reaching out to take her hand. We need to go, now. The three ran back to the van, hopping in. It is shocking, Mrs. Moore muttered. Never seen a slower getaway in my life. They drove off, a line of firemen, their citizens nailed the swords, marching after them. Jackie peeked out of the crack in the door, seeing Cyril walking around the basement. One walked away from her as she let out a breath of relief at seeing it leaving, when another stepped out of the doorway just before her. She gasped and withdrew, but they heard her nonetheless. Ricky, Jake, and Mrs. Moore were in the front of the van as the woman drove, the man looking at the group seated in the back. What was that thing? Ricky looked at the parasol clutched firmly in Angel's hand. The doctor paused a moment, waiting for Angel to answer, because the parasol was a part of the TARDIS, and he knew how much she loved it when she stopped to talk about that old box. So she was silent, sitting, staring, not even blinking, though he could see the faint hint of tears in her eyes. What bit of technology for our home, the doctor mumbled, his gaze locked on Angel as he held her other hand concerned. She was just staring into space, pale, frowning, distant. He tried to touch her mind, to see what she was thinking, what was bothering her, but he couldn't really grasp much of anything. They had only just started working the bond, after all. At most, they could feel a small sprint in their minds, figuring that the other was attempting to connect. But it ran into a wall. Her mind was stronger than it should have been because of Sam's staffing the device. Getting her to weaken her mental walls enough to cause the connection was difficult. And now, with her mind drifting, she didn't even seem like she was aware he'd been trying to connect to her mind at all. It stopped growing, Mickey frowned. But run out. Revitalizing the Angel mumbled quietly, pulling her attention away from a fascinating paint on the walls of the van. She looked down at it, not even seeming to notice the doctor beside her, or where she was, in fact, which made the man in question frown just a bit at how he could react to Mickey's questions and not his own words. 4 hours and it charged up again. Right, Vicky rolled his eyes. So, we don't have a weapon anymore. Yeah? We've got weapons, Jake shouted. Might not be one of those metal things, but they're good enough for men like him. He looked pointedly at Pete. Leave him alone, Rose glared, immediately defensive of her father. What's he done wrong? Oh, just lazy crap that wiped out the government. I left Newmark in charge. If I was possible with that, you think I'd leave my wife inside? Pete frowned. Maybe your plan went wrong, if he argued. Still gives us the right to execute, you know. Talk about execution. You'll make me your enemy, the doctor said, turning to face the man. And take some really good advice. You don't want to do that. He squeezed Angel's hand, half expecting her to leave Pete's defense as well, but she barely seemed to notice what the discussion around her was about. Still staring at the parasol, lost in her thoughts. Whatever the siren meant to her, it was truly hurting her. All the same, we have evidence that since Pete's father's been working for Linux since 2045. Is that true? Rose asked him quietly. Pete was silent. Tell her, Miss M. We've got a government mole who sees us information, she reported. Linux private files. To South American operations, lot. Secret broadcast twice a week. Broadcast from Gemini. Pete looked up. Ah, do you know about that? Gracie stared at him. I'm Gemini. That's me. Yeah, well, you would say that. Encrypted wavelength 6-5-7 using binary 9, Pete replied as Ricky and Jake showed a look. That's the only reason I was working for Linux. To get information. Thought I was broadcasting to secret services. What do I get? Scooby-Doo and his gang. They've even got the van. Doctor frowned, watching Angel. Right back now, she makes some sort of comment about how that little puppy of Jackie should have been called Scrappy instead of Rose. The others would stare at how she knew about the dog when she hadn't even been there. And she did smile. She'd call her psychic, she'd call him a thief, and she'd laughed that peaceful laugh which always left him smiling. Attention broken for a bit, but Angel hadn't even looked up. No, 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 Vicky shook his head. The creatures know what they're doing. Ricky said he's blind as I wanted. Yeah, that's not exactly, Ricky began, shifting a bit at having to admit this. Not exactly what? London's most wanted the parking ticket. Super smile. The angels smiled at that, finally seeming to start coming out to her thoughts, whatever they might have been, while Rose looked at them incredulous. Right. Pete rolled his eyes. They were deliberate. I was fighting the system. Park anywhere. That's me. Good policy, the doctor nodded, though his attention never drifted from Angel, seeing her look away from the cell and back up, breathing a small sigh of relief to see her thoughts seemed to have settled for now. I do much the same. I'm the doctor, by the way, if anyone is interested. I'm Angel. Angel introduced. Nice to meet you. The doctor started to smile at that, hearing her saying her typical nice to meet you greeting. There was the Angel. I'm Rose. Rose smiled. Hello. Even better. Pete ran. He's playing with my dog. Still, at least I got the catering staff on my side. I knew you weren't a traitor. Thank you, Angel added. Why's that then? Pete glanced between them. Rose looked over at the doctor and Angel who were watching her. Angel concerned and the doctor warningly. I just did. And she's psychic, the doctor added, squeezing Angel's hand again. And you're a thief, she held him lightly, nudging him in the side, making her smile wider. She was getting there, back to her old self. They took my wife, Pete shook his head. She might still be alive. Rose tried to comfort him. What's even worse, because that's what Lizzie does. He takes the living and he turns them into those machines. Cyberman, Angel cut in. Everyone turned to look at her. Those who knew her were a bit startled by the force and venom in her voice. They're called Cybermen. She sighed and rubbed her head, closing her eyes a moment before looking at Pete. And I take those off. And I take those, she nodded at his ears, where he had ear plugged in. Off, if I were you. She's right, she looked a moment, though frowning at Angel as he squeezed her hand reassuringly, before turning to Pete. He took his off and handed them over. Hello? Mimicked Chrissy listening. He flashy songs brushed them, turning them off. But he overreached himself. He's still just a businessman. He's assassinated the president. All we need to do is get to the city and inform the authorities. Because I promise you, this ends tonight. Everyone nodded, wanting it over with, before turning away in silence, taking a moment to gather their thoughts about what had just happened. The doctor turned back to Angel. What happened? He asked her quietly, just knowing there was more to this argument than she was letting on. Something had to have happened with them at some point. She clearly had some experience with them in the past. What's wrong? She was silent for a moment, gathering her strength to talk about what was quite possibly her most painful memory, before she turned to look at him. Remember how I told you about my aunt? What happened to her? She said quietly, not wanting Rose or Mickey to overhear. It was hard enough to talk to just the doctor about. She swallowed hard as he nodded. I never told you which enemy it was. He blinked. Silent? He breathed, stunned. No wonder she reacted in such a way. She and her mother had a remarkable relationship. She was closer to the woman than anyone else, and to lose her at such a young for them, age, it must have been devastating. And now to see the enemy that had taken her mother's life reborn in another dimension, he couldn't even imagine what he was feeling. She nodded. I wanted access to temporal technology like Dalek. Purposeful speed. And she blinked quickly, the tears in her eyes even more prominent, her anger turning into sorrow. He quickly pulled her to him, hugging her tightly as she recalled the death of her mother. He promised himself then and there it would end tonight. He would make sure of it. These Cybermen would not spread across the galaxy like the others of their world had. They would not cause the hurt that Andrew was feeling, not if he had anything to say about it. Several Cybermen stood in Luna's office as he examined them. My everlasting children. Tell me, how does it feel? We feel nothing, a Cyberman replied. Your mind, what do you think? We think the same. We are uniform. But you think of what? We think of the human. We think of their difference and their pain. They suffer in the skin. They must be upgraded. Excellent, he laughed. Let's begin. Computer, identify John Lewis. Voice print, acknowledge, the computer announced. Activate earpod primary sequence. Please say area of activation. The City of London has just declared independence. Begin transmission. An alarm sounded in the middle of London, much like the one that had been used for downloads earlier. All the people come to a halt, frozen in their tracks as their earpods smashed. The cellar door creaked open and Jackie was revealed, standing there, motionless, her earpods activated. As one, the people of London began to turn and walk in the same direction. Jackie stepped past the cybers, marching up the stairs and out of the basement. You will come to me, Nick grinned, watching the progress on his computer. My two children, the immortal ones. All of London has been sealed off, a musical to announce. Sans earpods. There are reports of an army of metal men. All citizens should remove their earpods. Repeat, remove all earpods. London has been placed under martial law. If you're hearing this, stay in your homes. I repeat, stay in your homes. Frey went, clutching his ears as he leaned against the lorry, ripping the pods from them. Oh no, you don't. The gang walked down a road, eyeing all the people just marching in the one direction, completely befuddled. What the hell? Jake shook his head. What's going on? Rose frowned. It's the earpods. Angel eyed a nearby woman. Lyrics taking control. The doctor muttered. Can't we just, I don't know, take them off? Rose reached out to the nearest man's earpods. No! Ada started. Wincing, she rubbed her head, spinning around and quickly putting her other hand on Rose's to stop her from pulling the earpods off. The doctor looked at Angel, concerned, but she just shook her head. The flash of pain she felt already gone. You alright? Rose asked, having seen it as well, moving to put her hand on Angel's shoulder. I'm fine. She offered the girl a smile. But we can't take the pods out. The failsafe that the Spider-Man used. Try and cut the connection by removing the pods, and it will cause a brainstorm. You kill them. She looked at the marching people sadly. They're still human. Rose eyed Angel a moment. This was the most she'd ever heard the girl talk about another species or technology. It was like she didn't know, as in know through one of her feelings, but actually did know quite a bit about the Cybermen. The doctor nodded. You're a race. You're such an intelligent lot. You aren't half susceptible. Give anyone a chance to take control and spin. Sometimes I think you like it. You life. Hey! Jake shouted, motioning for them to come to where he and Mickey were peeking around the corner. Come and see! They walked over to see a row of Cybermen marching right beside the people, all heading in the same direction. Where are they all going? Rose squinted. I don't know. The doctor shook his head. Limit must have a base of operations. Factory, Pete stated. That's where he was building his prototype. Why is he doing it? Rose asked him. He's dying. This all started out as a way of life, by keeping the brain alive, at any cost. The thing is, Rose looked at the doctor. I've seen this happen before, haven't I? Angel nodded. The head of the silo was a Stan's museum. She shifted a bit. She used to brag about the different alien he acquired. In reality, he knew he had been trying to intimidate her, scare her, make her think he'd add a piece of her to the collection as well. She never reacted though. She could tell he was bluffing. All the pieces he had come from debris and other remains of batteries and things. He would never have risked trying to remove anything from a live sample. Ah, there are Cybermen in our universe, Europe was playing, about to continue when Angel cut in. They began as intent as any other, as any, but spread through the universe, like a plague. This is just a parallel version of them, happening right on Earth. She sighed. The doctor nodded slowly. Yeah, what the hell are you on about? He eyed her seriously as well. Angel shrugged. They're thy enemy, he muttered. He understood that phrase well enough. The doctor's eyes widened, realizing what had happened. When Angel's mother had died, she must have researched the ones who killed her. He doubted it was for revenge, though. She hadn't used the power cell with the intent to kill the five men. Not even the guards got her riled up enough to kill them, even with the power of the vortex in her. And they had been responsible for the death of her sister and father and scores of their people. But given the sort of person Angel was, he very much believed that she had probably learned about them, so she could save she could save them. She might be able to stop them, save others, know their weaknesses so she could escape and help others escape. Explain how she knew the power cell would work, how their own technologies work, their origin. I didn't want this to hurt anyone else, Angel added, as though reading his mind. Not if I could stop them. He smiled. He knew it. Never mind that, Ricky interrupted. Come on, we need to get out of the city. He turned around to see Spider-Man coming up behind them. Okay, fill up. Visible, you look after that bloke. You know that he. Jake, distract them. Go right, I'll go left. We'll meet back at Bridge Street. Move! He turned and ran off, Jake going in another direction. Mickey turned to Rose and Angel. I'm going with him. He quickly kissed Rose. Be careful, Angel warned him before he nodded, silently promising her he'd do as she asked. She trusted him enough to let him run off with the creatures, saw how important it was for him that he'd be of some help in protecting them. He wouldn't fail her now. He turned and ran off after Ricky. Come on, let's go, Mrs. Thorne said, trying to lead them away. They ran off, decided following them. There! She pointed to a side alley, leading them down it. Ricky and Mickey came to a fork in the road, stopping to catch their breath. Which way? Mickey looked around. I don't know where we are. Did they see us? Mickey glanced back. Do they know where we are? I think they saw us. I bet they could see the dark. I bet they got satellites. I bet they saw us in the dark. They know where we are, they both said at once, looking at each other. I don't get it, Ricky shook his head. What is it with you? You are exactly like me. I don't know, he shrugged. Anything braver? Oh yeah, 10 times. Still, your friends aren't bad, I'll give you that. What, the Dr. Rose? He shook his head. Why'd you tag along behind? I thought you were that angel girl. Oh yeah, Maggie nodded, smiling a bit. Yeah, she was a friend. She really was. He's his best friend, really. It's weird how fast that had happened. He met Angel, and right from the get-go, she'd taken Wood to him, treating him as though he were already an old friend. He hadn't understood it, why she was so kind and interested in him, but he liked it. And then she just seemed to like him more and more every time they met. He found himself liking her more and more as well. She was interesting and funny and sweet. She made him feel protective and determined, and wherever he, whenever he got to help her, it made him feel strong. Yeah, she was his friend. What's more, she was his pilot. Well then, well, things not that bad, Ricky shrugged. The thing, yeah, I suppose. They glanced back at the sound of marching feet, these fighters down the street. Hyperman, Ricky breathed. Split up, they both shouted, dashing off in opposite directions. The Cybermen stopped down the road towards where the Doctor, Rose, Pete, Angel, and Mrs. Moore were crouched, hidden behind a pile of bins. Rose grabbed Pete's hand while the doctor held tightly to Angel's. He could feel her shaking a bit beside him. Despite her anger and, well, hate, besides they were a deadly enemy. She knew better than anyone what they would do to get their way. It was only natural that she would be afraid of them as well. He hated Daleks. They still terrified him as much as he did them. The cyber stopped, about to investigate more, when the doctor pulled out the side and turned it on. It blinked once, and the cybers turned and marched on their way, their signals scattered for just a moment. Rose stood up, dropping Pete's hand as she watched them go. Go! The doctor hissed. They all crept out from behind the bin and ran back the way they came. Chamber 12 now closed for sterilization, the Spudman reported. The people of London, including Jackie, marched into the factory of Battersea. All reject stops will be incinerated. Ricky ran as fast as he could, but the Cybermen were hot on his trail. He changed direction when he found himself blocked by another group of them. He turned, rushing down a side alley, his last chance, only to see a metal fence. He rushed it, but the gate was locked. Mickey ran around from the other side. Come on! He cried. As Ricky started climbing out, the side was approaching. Come on! Come on! But it was too late. One of the sidemen quickly grabbed Ricky's foot, electrocuting him. No! Mickey shouted. As Ricky fell backwards off the fence, he landed in a heap on the ground, dead. Mickey looked from the body to the Cyberman who just stood there, watching him, unmoved and unaffected, before he stumbled backwards and ran off. This woman is unprogrammed, a Cyberman reported. The train was led before Luma. The train, Luma frowned. I thought you were one of the faithful. Oh, that I am, sir. The train nodded. My earpod must have malfunctioned, for which I apologize. Luma squinted at him suspiciously. If I might, Luma nodded and he stepped forward a few paces. I'd like to request an upgrade, sir. To see the future, and copyright by this industry. Sign me up. A willing volunteer. The doctor smiled. You've known me a long time, sir. What a team you mean. I've been with you all the way. But believe me, sir, I know you so well. I know exactly what to do. He suddenly lunged forward and ripped the breathing apparatus away from Lubeck, ignoring his cries, smashing the life support system built into the chair till it exploded. Help me! Lubeck cried desperately. One of the Cybermen stepped forward, shoving Crane across the room with one swipe. Die, you! Crane shouted, tried to lunge forward again, but another Cyberman grabbed him by his neck, killing him. Help me! Lubeck gasped, trying to get the breathing apparatus back online. You are in pain, Cyberman stated. We can remove pain forever. No, not yet. I'm not ready. We will give you immortality. I told you. He struggled to breathe. I will upgrade, only with my last breath. The siren stomped around the back of Lumit's wheelchair, then breathed no more. He hit the logo on his chest and willed Lumic out. No, no, I command you, no. Jake ran back to where the small group was waiting at Bridge Street. I ran past the river. You should have seen it. The whole city's on watch. Hundreds of cybermen all down the same. Mickey appeared at the end of the street, running towards them. Jake looked over, his face lighting up. Here he is! Mickey came to a sudden halt. Which one are you? Mickey shook his head, his face full of guilt. Sorry, the Cyberman. He couldn't. Are you Ricky? Are you Ricky? It's Mickey, Angel said. She knew her companion when she saw him. Double or no? Yeah, Mickey nodded. Rose ran forward, throwing her arms around him, and Jake fell silent. Mickey said to him, he tried. He was running. Jake just looked away. There was too many of them. Shut it! Jake cut in, pain. There was nothing I could do. I said just shut it! Jake shouted, bounding on him. Don't even talk about him. You're nothing, you are. Mickey's eyes filled with tears. Nothing. No, you're not, Mickey. Angel stepped forward, taking his hand. Her own eyes filled with tears at seeing her companion so upset, so affected by the harsh words of Jake. You are not nothing, right? I am nothing. Mickey looked at her, shocked she would ever consider herself such a thing. He thought she was amazing. And you are much more than amazing. Believe me, you are nothing like me. He blinked as she said the words he'd just been thinking, just been believing, about himself. He could hear it. She really believed he was more than her, but he knew she was brilliant. So what did that make him? Incredible, Angel breathed, answering his undecided question. The doctor swallowed hard, tears in his own eyes at Angel's words. He could hear the truth in her voice. She honestly believed he wasn't amazing. Still, despite his claims to the contrary, he knew it was just something that had been hardwired into her over the years by her father's less than pleasant comments and her own regeneration. It would be difficult to crack. He would do it though, no matter what. He'd make her see just how fantastic she really was. Just hearing it, he glowed. He could warn him when London is safe. But now we move. The group nodded and turned to go. The doctor stepped forward to Angel's side and Rose led Nicky off. you and I don't talk about that. He warned me and give her a gentle kiss of reassurance. She nodded when he pulled away. She knew how he felt whenever she put herself down. Right now, she could understand. It was the same way she felt when Mickey put himself down as well. She didn't like it, and she certainly didn't believe it. Her time was just fantastic. Oh, poor Angel. She lost him. This is the reason why she's my favorite character. Like, she's one of two, I think, or few original characters that I generally love to keep. The other one is Ruby. So, yeah. So, if you enjoyed, if you see it, please like on this video. Don't leave a comment or whatever. Don't leave comments. I don't want comments. I want you to leave a review or comment on them because that's what they're called on archives. So go, go, go. Or kudos too, but you don't need an account. You just need to be off. I can't respond. At least on fanfiction. I don't know about archives. But I know you can leave a kudos as a guest and that in a comment, but I don't know if they're fun. Anyway, and before you do, be sure to subscribe. We'll be videos every Friday and Saturday. I'll see you guys next Friday with new videos. Bye!